Hello you guys, I'm so excited for today's video. If you like what I'm talking about today, which is going to be manifestation and law of attraction, please be sure to like this video and subscribe because I'm going to be making a ton of videos related to this topic and a lot of different things that help me with manifesting in my life and getting to where I am today and where I want to be in the future. So let's do this thing together. So since this is the first video I am making about manifestation, I feel like I need to tell you guys what manifestation and the law of attraction is. And I'm just going to kind of explain it in my own words. There is a plethora of information out there on the internet. There's ebooks, podcasts, YouTube channels, everything under the sun that can help you with learning about learning about law of attraction and learning how to manifest your dream life, your goals. And I'll talk a little bit later about some of those different platforms that I like to use to learn myself. If you are absolutely new to manifesting and to law of attraction and maybe you have even the slightest interest in it, please just listen. Because this could literally change your life. If I can literally just change one thing in one person's life, that is my goal. Let me just give you an example about kind of what law of attraction is. You might need to buy a new car and you think, I'm gonna buy a red Jeep. I don't see a lot of people out there with red Jeeps. I'm gonna get a red Jeep. So you have this red Jeep in your mind. It's constantly on the top of your mind. You're thinking about it when you're out driving around town. And then all of a sudden you see so many red Jeeps out there. This is because you are focusing on it. They have always been there. All these red Jeeps have always been out on the road, but you haven't seen it because you weren't focused on it and it just wasn't at the top of your mind. This could be true with anything. So what I like to say is we're gonna talk a lot about like manifesting money and stuff like that, which I'll get into in a second. But if you're looking for maybe like a second like income stream and maybe like you've always been like, oh, like I kind of want to figure out a new way to make extra money, but you know, you don't want it that bad and you're just like, that'd be nice, but whatever, it's not out there for me. It's because you're believing it's not out there for you, and so that's gonna be your reality. Now, even if you're not a business owner like me, I've had friends say to me, you know, well, it doesn't work like that when you're on a salaried job. Well, that's not necessarily true because maybe you're on a salaried job, but you're wanting to make extra money. Well, guess what? Maybe someone is going to quit and you're gonna get promoted. Maybe one of your friends is gonna start a business and then ask you to be a part of it and help out for extra money, and maybe you're gonna end up loving that and maybe that'll change your life. Like, there's so many different endless possibilities out in this world, and you just have to remember that when you're thinking about this goal that you have, whether it's weight loss, whether it's making more money, whether it's moving, starting a family, finding the love of your life. Like, you can do all of this through manifestation and the law of attraction. You just have to believe it. So one analogy that I recently heard was about a coffee shop. So when you go to a coffee shop and you order a coffee and you say, oh, hi, I would like a vanilla latte. You don't have any doubt in your mind that you're gonna get that vanilla latte. Like, you're gonna place your order and then you're gonna wait a few minutes and it's gonna come. Manifesting is exactly the same thing. You are going to tell the universe that you want something. You are going to focus on it. You are going to place your order, and you can't have any doubts that you're not going to get it. If you don't have a doubt in your mind, like you are going to achieve this thing or get this thing or do this thing, it will happen. I am going to use basically one of my biggest manifestations and something that came true in my life, just to give you guys an idea of that you can use this in any part of your life. I've been manifesting since I was a kid and I didn't even know it. When I was a kid, I would tell my parents and my grandparents, like, they would ask me, like, what are you gonna do when you graduate from high school? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna own my own business. And they were like, well, you can't just own your own business. And I'd be like, well, why not? And you see, that's an example of something that you can't let other people get into your mind and tell you you can't do something, because people are going to do it, believe me. But like, I didn't have really a plan. I was just a kid and I knew I was gonna go to college and everything like that, but I don't know, like I just knew that I wanted to like have a business. Like I didn't want to work for someone else. And while I did have internships and worked for other people, and I did like have a full-time job offer when I was leaving college, I ultimately decided to leave that job offer to start my own business with my mom, which we are almost 4 years into now, which is absolutely crazy. I just believed that it was gonna happen. I really didn't know how it was gonna happen. I just knew it was going to, and I just always thought that. Like I had been manifesting that for years and years, and it obviously doesn't always take that long, but just like with the path that I went through, like going to college and everything like that, like it did take that long, but I just thought that was so crazy that that happened. So another thing that I've always manifested, again, since I was a kid, was living in Florida. Don't even ask me why I wanted to live in Florida. I guess just the sunshine and the palm trees, but I've always wanted to live in Florida. And again, people were like, well, why do you want to move to Florida? Or, well, you can't just like move to Florida when your family's all here. And like the answer is like, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So my mom and I, when I graduated from college, ended up moving to Florida. And it just so happened that in the background of all of this happening, my boyfriend ended up getting a job offer in Florida. And it was just like the universe saying like, we're ready, like come to Florida, like we have these job opportunities for you. Like it was just meant to be, and it's because I manifested the crap out of it. So I didn't really get into manifesting or law of attraction, any of this type of stuff until probably like last year or so, when I realized that it worked. So if you don't know, when I first moved to Florida with my mom, my boyfriend ended up moving at the same time. We all didn't really know where we were gonna live, so we ended up renting a house together, like a 3-bedroom house, and me, Cody, and my mom all lived together. It's not as weird as you think. My mom is like my best friend. We're business owners together, and my mom and Cody are like great friends too. So we were like fresh out of college, and we just like rented a house together just because we didn't know where we wanted to live. We wanted a pool, and it was obviously affordable for us to all live together. At that point, I wasn't making that much money with my business. Cody wasn't making as much money as he is now. My mom wasn't making as much money as she was now. But I just kept thinking in my mind, like, I know I have this vision, and I kind of had this vision too when I was like in college. Like I'd be like, okay, what's my ideal life when I come out of college? My ideal life was me and Cody are going to live in Florida together in a really nice, like fresh, like new apartment downtown, kind of by the beach. I want a golden doodle. I want a golden retriever, because you guys know I'm a huge dog person, and I want to own my own business. Like I just like that was just the clearest vision in my head. I had no doubts about it. I had no doubts that I wasn't going to be able to achieve that. Like I wanted that so bad. And again, this is before I even knew about manifesting, but I was just doing it. Like sometimes you just do it without even realizing it. And that's all I focused on, was like, I want that exact scenario. So when we were living in our house together with my mom, like I wanted to move out, like just to have that dream apartment and to live like downtown, like closer to the beach and everything like that. Well, it ended up being that after living in that house for 2 years, like Cody and I were able to move into our dream apartment in downtown Sarasota, right by the beach, and it was just like so nice and like such a like amazing feeling. Another thing was that I got a golden doodle puppy for my graduation present when I graduated college. Now I'm such a big dog lover, and I've always had golden retrievers growing up, and so I always knew like I wanted a golden retriever, and but we already had a golden retriever. I had my old dog Jackson. He was like 14 years old, and he was Barkley, who's my golden doodle's puppy. They were best friends. Unfortunately, when we were living in that house with my mom, Jackson ended up passing away, and after a year after that happened, like I could just tell like Barkley was depressed, and Cody and I like tried about getting another dog, but we were like, I don't know, like I just really I love golden retrievers, but I knew I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money on them, and he said we should rescue one, and like I would love to rescue a dog as well. So I was like, all right, well, if the right dog comes up like in a rescue, like I will rescue a dog. And I didn't really like have any, I don't know, expectations. Literally that day that I said that, I went on the computer. Now this is years of manifesting. It didn't come in the way that I thought it was going to, but it came, and it came at me hard. So I go on the computer, it's like my lunch hour, and I just search dog rescues, Sarasota, Florida. Legit, the first website that pops up, I click on it. The first dog on the website is a 1-year-old golden retriever. And if you know anything about dogs or breeds or rescues or whatever, you hardly ever find golden retrievers in rescues, and if they are, they usually have a health issue or are really old or something along those lines, which again is fine. Like, I am all about the dogs. Like, I would literally rescue all of them if I could. But this dog was absolutely perfect. He was a 1-year-old golden retriever, and I went right to the shelter that day and I was like, this is my baby. So it's just the littlest things that can add up that you can manifest. So the one thing is you have to be specific. Like, I had this vision in my head for so long, like this specific vision of where I wanted to live, like what my relationship looked like what my family looked like, what our apartment looked like, and it all came true without me even knowing that I was manifesting it, because I just focused on it so hard. So with that being said, you have to have a clear plan and try to have a timeline. In this case, I didn't have a timeline just because like I kind of figured it would happen like in my 20s, and it just kind of happened to be that way. One thing I am going to do is try to put timelines on things, but I haven't been the best at doing that. But I just want to give you guys 2 more examples of how I manifested things happening in my life. So the one thing was, okay, so Cody and I were on a walk, like probably about a year ago at this point, and I was like just feeling a little bit like gross about my body just because I had put on like a few extra pounds that year, and I don't know, I just like wasn't feeling my absolute best, and I just really wanted to lose a few pounds, but everything I tried was, it just, for some reason, like I just wasn't like losing weight. So I was on a walk with Cody and I was like, I am manifesting, so this is when I first got into manifesting and law of attraction. I'm manifesting that I am going to lose like 20 or 30 pounds. I'm gonna find this diet that like works really well for me, and like that it's not too hard, and it fits in exactly to my lifestyle. Legit. Had no idea what this was going to be, how this was gonna work, like if it was gonna work, whatever. But I did believe that it was going to happen. 2 days later, I had one of my friends over, and she told me that she lost 20 pounds and told me the diet she was on. I got on that diet and I lost 20 pounds in the next like 2 months, almost 20 pounds. And it was just like, it was just crazy how that worked. Absolutely crazy. Another thing which is kind of related to food, but I was like on a walk with my mom, which I'll get to. I was on a walk with my mom, and we were talking about like trying to eat healthier and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, like I think I'm gonna try one of those meal like places that like they make the meals and like you could pick them up or they ship them to your house, and they're just like pre-made and they have like lots of protein and stuff like that. I just want to try one of those. Like, they're probably not that expensive. Well, literally a brand reached out to me the next day who did exactly that and offered to send me food, see if I liked it, see if I wanted to promote it on my Instagram. Mind blown. Like, literally the exact thing I was looking for. So you just really have to like put it out there. You have to talk about it, and going for a walk, taking a shower, like being off of your phone and like talking to someone definitely helps. Like, focus on your goal, set a clear vision for yourself. You have to be so clear. You have to think about what it's going to feel like, what's it going to smell like, what are you going to eat, like what are you going to do when all of these things like happen, when you achieve your goal. You have to think about the specifics and just keep focusing on that. Make specific to-do lists on what you have to do to get there, and just don't stop focusing on it, and it will happen. I definitely feel like I have so much more to even talk about on this topic, but I'm going to end it here just because I don't want it to get too long. Please comment below and like this video if you did like what I talked about today, or if you want to hear more on a specific thing I talked about. But I will tell you that Manifestation Babe podcast is a really really great podcasts to listen to if you want to get into this type of thing. Or one of my favorite YouTubers I follow who talks about just like living a healthy lifestyle. She has a lot of videos on manifestation and law of attraction, is Sam Oscaral. So I'll leave her handle here, and just go ahead and like search her name or search law of attraction on YouTube. If you're still a little bit confused, I'm sure someone can explain it in, like, there's definitely a ton of different videos that can explain it in really simple terms for you. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to make a new one. Bye!